So how do we get from that to something like this? Again, we're going to launch the admin console. So this is a very important piece right here, is this admin console. This is where we change everything. When we get to the web, when we talk about the club website settings, which is that first pop-up that opens, okay, there's a couple things that we can do right off the top. If we scroll down a little ways, up here it says club name. Okay? In the club name box, whatever you type into the Site Administrator's Manual is going to become the club name on the top of your website. You got to be careful because there's only so much room. And with a name like Donahue Dunedin Toastmasters Club, you can imagine there's not enough room for 2166 and all that stuff. So our header just says Donahue Dunedin Toastmasters. We drop club number. Okay? It's just too much information. We didn't want it to have this great big giant banner on the top of our website. We wanted it short so that people can see the content. Okay? A little bit further down, you find a box that says main heading, okay, and main content. This is the stuff that's on your website. This is the WYSIWYG content editor right here. So when you're looking at your website, basically, right here, you type in join us today. Whoop, join us today. Okay? Look at that. The first word on my website is what? Join. Join. It is the call to action. Because who's looking at your homepage?
Someone who's looking.
Prospective members. Do I care that my members are looking at it? Not really. I don't care that they're looking at the homepage. I'm more concerned that prospective members might be looking at my homepage. So I start right off with the call to action. And then you can see here, you can see, look, I got a little picture there. Look, she appears right there. Right now, actually, our homepage just changed this week. But you can see I have an affinity for stock photos. I have no idea who that is. Okay? She is the stock photo lady from the stock photos available from Toastmasters.org. Everybody know that there's stock photos available? Yes. So you don't even have to have good pictures of your club. You can pretend that these are your club members. So I did use her just because we didn't have, our members, I don't know, they all get antsy when I break out the camera. Like this group, I mean, everybody's like, oh, they're recording us. It's not a big deal, okay? But I mean, literally, I have women who scream and run when I pull cameras out. I tell them, like, I'm gonna take your picture, I'm gonna shoot it about this big. No one's gonna be able to tell if you have eyes, let alone that you look good. I know, maybe, I don't know what it is. Could be too many X's, too many lawsuits out there. So anyway, you do have to be careful about taking pictures, but you can see there are stock photos available. And then we have what we have on it. So let's talk about what should be on your home page, okay? And how do we get there? Again, this is the content editor. Mine looks a little goofy because I have this funny little iframe. This is my little Facebook thing. And I do fancy, I know a lot of computer languages, so I do some fancy things on mine. But pretty much, if you can type into Word, that's what's going on here. You can type it in, you can make it bold, you can make it up. Don't make too much stuff underlined. Because when you're on the internet, you see something underlined, what do you think? It's a link. So if it's not a link, don't underline it. That's the best practice. But you can use italics or bold, and that's good things to use on important words in your website. Okay? Because Google looks at what you have bolded and what you don't have bolded. You had a question?
Okay, basically your icon is one of the commands up there, right? Can you just paste that icon in there? Like connected to the one you said is your Facebook?
Oh, this thing here? Yeah. The iframe? No. You have to know how to do that. Basically, to put that iframe in, what you do is you go out to the website where you're going to collect your iframe code from. You come back and you press this button right here called Source. And it changes from a WYSIWYG editor to a source code editor. And then you can paste the code right into it. And then when you switch back to the visual editor, it just puts in the little placeholder. Okay. And here's something I talk to people and they're like literally trying, this thing is like an inch big in real life. Okay? Click. Make it bigger. Okay? It's so much easier. So much easier to make it bigger. Okay? So let's talk about, and this is your content editor. This is a screenshot of that book that I was telling you about, the Local Marketing Logistics book. This is about the content editor. What I did was I took a screenshot of it, and then I broke it out, each one. As you go across this way, then you go to the second line, you go across the third line. Each one is listed out here, what it is, what it does. Okay? Play around with it, have some fun with it. Don't be afraid of it. This is in the book that you can download from my website. Okay, this is not in the support. The reason I wrote my book was because this is not in the support site.
So, what was the name?
I'm going to give you the link at the end. Okay. Also, inserting images on the internet is a little bit different than inserting them into a Word doc. Actually, it works exactly the same way as it does in the Word document, except in a Word document, the Word document's on your computer, right? And when you insert the picture's on your computer too, right? Well, in order to make this WYSIWYG editor work, we've got to send that picture to the same computer that this WYSIWYG editor is on. This WYSIWYG editor is on the server at toastmastersclubs.org. So in order to make our picture display on the internet, we've got to put our picture on that same computer first. 11 steps. Right there with a screenshot shows you how to do it. Okay? Very simple, very easy. It's, you know, like I said, I wrote this because this was the stuff that they take for granted.
I mean, I have a beautiful picture that says what you did with the year, Christmas party.
Right.
None of the pictures show up.
Well,
the text and a little icon.
Yeah, you've got to upload them to the internet first, and then once you have them uploaded to the internet, then you can put them on.
I'm not understanding it, but I hope I can understand it when I do it.
Read that book. It's pretty self-explanatory. Okay. Okay. So this is our homepage. What should be on your homepage? And actually, this is a discussion I just started on that support site. We have forums there, and I say, you know, hey, this is something people need to know, because when I look at clubs' websites, I'm not seeing good practices. When was the last time you scrolled on a website that you were just perusing? You don't scroll. I don't scroll. Right? I don't. If it's not in the window, if I, Google it and it doesn't come up, Google search number 2. I mean, that's just what you do. People are not going to scroll, and you need to keep that in mind. Okay? So on your homepage, what do you need to know? I need people to see when my club is, because when you're going to join Toastmasters, if you're going to go to a Toastmasters meeting, if you're going to go to any meeting, what do you need to know? Can I make it? Right? When and where? So the first thing I have right after my call to duty there is we meet every Tuesday at 7 to 8:30 p.m. And the second thing I have is we meet at 1315 Bayshore Boulevard, Dunedin, Florida, because I get a lot of hits from New Zealand. There's a big city in New Zealand, Dunedin. So we did put Florida there, just so everybody knows, because I was getting actually at one point we were getting more hits from New Zealand than we were from the United States. I was like, oh, we need to put some keywords on our homepage. Then I also have that Get Directions link. If you click on that, you go straight to Google Maps. I've already got my club's address filled out on it. All you've got to do is type in your address. And if you've got Firefox, all you got to do is hit share location. Nice personal invitation, which I wanted to share with you. I actually tell people, we would love to meet you, so please stop by. And it's in bold. I want you to see that. Now, if you scroll down on our page, we spend a lot of time on Facebook doing stuff, okay? So I wanted to promote that we have a Facebook page, because then maybe I can get those, stragglers to like my Facebook page or whatever, and then have more contact with them. I also put my newsletter, so my visitors can click on the newsletter and see all the fun that we're having at our club. And then I have all this garbage here. And that is there for nothing else than just blatant Google ratings, okay? Keywords that hopefully, if you type in, Pinellas County. Because you know what I found out? I went to Google, and there's a way to find out what people are searching for, and I figured out that people were looking for Toastmasters Clubs in Pinellas County. Yeah. I need to have my county's name on there to get me up in the Google search, so when they type in that, then I show up.